Hello, everyone. Although I do believe at this point in time we are streaming to the audience of me. I could be mistaken on that front, though. Let's see. Yeah, more or less. Just me. I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay. I'll be right back. Isn't it just like the best wall you've ever seen, Casey? I mean, it's a particularly good looking wall. As far as walls go, I'm just gonna do a quick sound check. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. The wall out here getting all the credit, and the chair's holding down the stream. How you doing tonight, Casey? Is it Casey or Cassie? It'll take me a minute to get back into the groove of things here. And get situated and comfortable, because Casey, cool. You're on week 2 of Shiny Hunting the Starter. How many resets are you at, if you're keeping track? That's always fun information to know. Either the resets or hours invested is another tracker. And which starter are you going for? Over 60 hours played and going for Charizard. Good choices. I think I got my Bulbasaur in like 19 hours. On your leaf green cart, it took you 2 years of resetting every day on your lunch breaks? Yeah, I can imagine how that would take a hot minute. I think off and on I took 2 years to shiny hunt my Jirachi with the bonus disc for the GameCube. Like, it wasn't solid 2 years worth of hunting by any means, but I would do a few resets, put it down, do a few resets, put it down. Those ones just take a long time to do. Oh, you're on the Brass Coin channel. I just barely picked up on that. In that leaf green game, you're still resetting shiny Magikarp from the Pokemon Center guy? Nice. I love it. I'm also kind of low-key impressed. I take it to mean that you just recently got your Bulbasaur. Or, sorry. Whichever you were resetting. I don't believe you mentioned what you were resetting for 2 years. But, sounds like you got it. Is Magikarp the second, third, or fourth for that run? Charmander. Magikarp is the second for resetting for shinies? Okay. So are you doing the method where you buy one reset, or are you buying like 5, checking, and then resetting? Hey, Marcus. How you doing? You know, we're just grinding away encounters at Diglett. That's what we're doing. Buy one, then reset. Coming down with a cold again. I'm sorry to hear that, Marcus. So, Casey, why buy one, then reset versus multiple and reset? Like, money conversation or conservation long term, or what's the reason, if any? Then again, maybe it's just funding in general. It's the Pokemon Center guy. He sells the one. He only sells the one for 500 Pokedollars. Interesting. I thought for sure you could buy multiple, but I don't think I've ever bought more than one from him. Alright, I'm going to do this encounter, and then I'm going to reset and let the chair have one while I go figure out why the heck my youngest is, like, crying for no good reason. Alright, well, we'll see if that did anything. He, smashed his toe. Not seriously or anything, you know, just enough to make the nail bed bruised slash black for a minute. And it grew out enough that it broke off today. And I wasn't home when it happened, nor do we really know exactly when it happened after speaking with the wife, but he hasn't been griping or complaining about it all day. But it may have not came off in the nicest of way. So he might be in there kind of crying about a sore toe. So there's not much we can do for that. But we put some socks on him, and hopefully that turns him into a happy camper. Hey, Starkiller, welcome, welcome. How you doing tonight? How was work? Feeling any better with the sickies? Oh, thanks, Casey. I think he'll be all right. Unless you're planning on crashing a car, but then... Feeling better-ish? Work was alright and you magically found Pokemon cards at Aldi's today. On your way home, so you got 2 Pokeball tins and pulled another Yanmanga SIR from Destined Rivals? Not bad. I mean, aside from it's probably not worth very much being a Yanmega or anything, but you know, the fact that you were able to find some, instantly a better day. I was able to get a Pokopia video out last night, so that was pretty fun for me. Not the staying up until 1 in the morning part and being super done with it by the end of it, but it was alright. That's the problem with me doing videos after the stream ends, right? Is it's bedtime when I do them. This was the second one you pulled. You think it's a $20 card? And definitely the worst SIR and Destined Rivals. Out of curiosity, Marcus, how understanding is your work with, hey, like, I'm sick? Because, like, obviously you can't work while being sick, but there's also a point where you can't be sick too much. They pretty understanding? Good. I have to do interviews next week. Oh gosh. Just add it to the taco mix right there, Starkiller. I've had the privilege of never really having to have to work fast food. Never have had to work fast food. That's the way of saying it. But I have been able to do it voluntarily as a part-time job. So it was kind of like working the job with FU money on the side, because it's like, yeah, I don't feel like doing that. Bye. And that's basically how it's been every single time. Because, like, when I was going to college, I was working full time at Walmart, going to school full time, and still decided, you know what would be nice? Let's get a part-time job. But really, I was in between semesters, so it was like this would just be extra money for the school semester, go on dates and whatnot, and whatever. I worked at McDonald's like 3 weeks, and like within 3 days of working there, I was like the go-to. I don't even remember. I was running the grill and the French fries, the grill and the oil. By the time I'd been there like a week, and that was my job. Like, whoever was on it when I got in, they kicked them off and put me on it. Like, I never had to work the cash register. But it wasn't like a fry cook, and it wasn't a burger flipper, because the machine didn't require you to flip the burgers. It cooked from both sides simultaneously. So, like, grill fryer guy, I guess, is what I was. You work every spot? Yeah, I was on, like, drive-through one day, and that was it. Like, that was my first day. And they're like, here, you're doing drive-through. I worked assembly day 2. I worked the front-end cash register like an hour of one day. And the rest, it was just like, okay, you're on fryer duty. And I was like, sweet. I was so down to not have to mess with customers. That's the good thing about it, Star Killer. Depending on the McDonald's you work for, you get 1 free meal a day, or you get a discounted meal per day. I've heard it both ways, as Sean Spencer would say. And if you get that reference, I am so proud of you. To anybody in the stream that gets that. Burger Press is awesome. Hated the McDonald's ones. Yeah. Customers are the worst part of customer service, but also kind of like the most important part of, as sad as that is, you know. There's no customer service without customers. So you're glad you learned a trade because you can pick up side projects instead of looking for another job. Yeah, you can just work your job more because you control the hours, which is great. It's like, I'm just gonna paint an extra house, whatever, or any other number of projects. You get a free meal and a half off discount, and you have national employee discount on the app for 30% off, and the discounts you can use once a day. Dang. Hey, by Swayze, welcome. Your boss is lucky nobody saw you throwing up in the trash cans next to the line. Taco Bell has a hard time finding line workers, and you was like one of the only ones that could make food. I mean, that makes sense. It's fast food and it's Taco Bell. I also worked at Sonic once. I did Sonic for about 1 to 2 months. Well, maybe it's closer to 3. Me and my wife had just got married, and it was like 2 weeks into being married, and I'm like, you know what sounds great? More money. And my wife has these closing shifts, and I work 7 to 4, so 3 nights a week, I'm just gonna work this part-time job, whatever, no big deal. And I worked it. It was fine. I don't remember why I quit, but I think I got tired of the manager's bullcrap and just said, yeah, you know what? I don't need this. Or maybe I promoted to Cap 2 supervisor at that point. Maybe that's what it was. I think that's exactly what it was, because then I started working like 1 to 11 or something like that. And I feel like I worked at a fast food place again after that at some point for kicks and giggles. But I can't remember where or why. No, maybe I didn't. I don't think I did. I think I got hired at one place somewhere in between McDonald's and Sonic and said, nah. I think it was actually a gas station. I was hired to work at a gas station, but said nah right before my first day. I was like, actually, this ain't for me. I ain't about to get held up. And then I went and worked at a credit union instead. You see what I posted in the general chat? What general chat? Discord? Ah, new hunting starting now, eh? Very nice. I support this message. Good luck, bye, Swayze. Ace glitch seems so complicated but so easy once you get it. Yeah, it's really not that hard. I watched a video on it and was like, I could probably do this, but I just haven't really had any interest in doing it because if I port them to home, weird things are going to happen and it's not going to mark them as legitimate anyways, because it's going to say like, hey, you caught this thing in a weird freaking location. And it's like, I could generate a Pokemon with my switches that is better read than that, so I'm good. Angry Cabbages? Hello. Welcome. Being the employee that actually works sucks, and the worst part is everyone knows you'll do it because you want to go home. Truth. Hey, Marcus, have a good one. Get feeling better. It keeps your trainer name but changes the trainer ID. That makes sense. So then that means it should keep your cot location. So then it could be legitimate. If it just changes the trainer ID to one that would be considered a shiny one. Yeah, that's awesome. The only thing that would be sus is hatching a Rayquaza from an egg in Celadon. That would indeed be sus. You're starting to think that Kyogre and BDSP is shiny locked and you've been doing this for months for no reason. It's not shiny locked, but I'm pretty sure the shiny charm doesn't work, so the odds should be 1 in 4,096 at best. You like the option to just change any mon you have to shiny with 8 different box codes, not doing anything else? Months. Today was a decent-ish good day at work. But it feels like it should be Friday already, and I don't know why. Like, I worked Monday, had Tuesday off, worked today, and it's just like, I'm ready. It's Friday, right? No. Tomorrow is Thursday, and then I have to go to work the next day. But it's probably because I've been up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning every night this week because I'm an idiot. Your switch to run has 0 glitches due to the fact that it is your full living dex. Can't wait for Emerald and stuff to come out. It's a matter of time. It's an if, not when, I feel like. Nintendo do be liking their free money. They run into infinite money glitch. Or would this be closer to a money duplication glitch? You hate that you have to have the expansion pack for Gale. I too hate it. Yeah, I just haven't really had an interest in playing through it at the moment. I think I'll get this shiny only run done and out of the way, get BDSP hunted, and figure out where we're at from there. My yearly family pack isn't enough for you. I have the yearly super family pack. Like, I have the family pack and the expansion for the family pack, I think. Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire might change those plans as well. I don't think there's any way they're going to put them on the expansion. Honestly, I'm surprised XD is on the expansion, but I have my suspicions that Coliseum is not, because they're fixing to remake it. You want silver and gold and ruby and sapphire. The plans that I said, having no plans to play through XD. I don't know what plans I just said I have. I think I said I had no plans to play through XD. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, if they get dropped, I will definitely be postponing BDSP. And who knows, this run could take me until that moment. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow today. Can't wait to try out the mail glitch on those games and see what we can find. Indeed. I'll have a video ready and waiting. The question is, will they look the same? There's a lot of people saying that Pokemon Day might not be over. A lot of people are saying they're just dragging the event out over the year because they did plan to have a whole year celebration. So it's possible, because you get more than one Pokemon Presents a year, right? It's possible that we'll get more information on stuff later on, like maybe in a Nintendo Direct or an actual Pokemon Presents. Your prediction is that they will come out before Gen 10. I think they're going to be out before Gen 10. If you noticed, we don't have any Pokemon game planned or released in between now and Gen 10. Currently. Unless I missed something in the memo, we don't have a Black and White remake announced for 2026. And we wouldn't expect Pokemon to come out until like fall of 2027, because that's when they announced it would be out, is 2027. I think it's going to be a fall release to keep people tied over until 2027. Okay, I'm going to remove my smoke ball and see if somehow Venusaur is fast enough. I doubt it, but it could be. That's right. It has to be Fearow. Has to be Fearow. Because then I don't get snagged by Arena Trap. We'll see you when you get back by Swayze. Okay, level 29, we're getting away safely. I don't think we need a smoke ball anymore. I could be mistaken though. Should speed encounters up ever so slightly. Come on, Diglett, shine, says Backfire. Welcome, Backfire. Yesterday, after 606 reset, you got a shiny Nidoran mail. First time getting something this quick. Jose, that's awesome. A shiny male Nidoran. 606. Which game? Fire Red, Leaf Green. Spent 2 years on shiny Pikachu, never got it. It was Fire Red. Okay, so statistically more likely to have a male Nidoran encounter than female. But the shiny odds are not affected by that at all. That's still legit. Hey Joseph, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Yeah, woo! Man, my neck just hurts. I need to just like lay down and actually spend some time horizontal. Just lay there, not do anything. Apparently that Doug Trio is outspeeding me for whatever reason. So that's fun. Evidently, smoke bottle is still needed. Rarely. Obviously. Well, sorry, Diglett. My neighbors are gonna wake up my kiddos. Anybody in chat play MapleStory? Or that has played MapleStory? I found a short last night that was talking about MapleStory Classic getting remade. And I think I knew that a while ago and just thought it was already out. But I'm like, man, I need to see if I can get more info on that at some point. March 10th. Signups for the upcoming Global MapleStory Classic World Closed Online Test on April 16th are now opened. Maplers have until Tuesday, April 7th to sign up for this preview of what Maple's story was like 20 years ago, with gameplay improvements, balance adjustment, and quality life changes to polish the experience for modern players. Please note that all attendees of MapleCon LA 2025 and those that attended the Classic World PC Cafe event of Los Angeles will be automatically included to get 2-day advanced days in the online test. There's no need to sign up. Interesting. Head to the page for more details to sign yourself up. Note, content, features, CashApp, and overall balance in the playtest build are not final and are subject to change. I'll sign up, heck yeah. Mainly because, like, I want to know what classes are going to be included in this. Classic revisits the world of Maple as it was when it first launched, but with gameplay improvement, balance adjustment, quality of life changes to polish the experience. Oh, I wanted to do this. April 7th. Oh my gosh, it knows my login information. Ain't no way. Okay, it doesn't. I don't know if I even still have access to that. Oh. I definitely don't have an authenticator app for that, do I? Ain't no way. Oh my gosh, I do? What? Well, I'll be. Bruh, I just changed my password to get in here. What are we doing? I feel like MapleStory's security is better than a lot of financial institutions. By checking this box, you agree to our terms of service. I totally read those, guys. Naturally. Complete the sign up process on this page. MapleStory team will review candidates. Game keys will be sent to selected players via email. Log into the Nexon launcher, activate the game key, and play. Things to remember, online test is available on Nexon launcher only. All character data in in-game process will be deleted after online test ends. Not the progress! In-game content features CashApp and overall balance are subject to change. Using unauthorized third-party software. Okay. Unlock your special gifts. Hit milestones during online test to earn free label and chat rings, which you can claim on your account in MapleStory Classic World when it officially launches. Heck yeah! Okay, subscribe. Okay, I've signed up to receive updates, but how to participate? Complete the sign-up process on this page. Yes. Signed up and subscribed. Oh, okay. Yeah, we did that. Cool. Maybe I'll get selected and I can stream it. That'll be fun. MapleStory is like the game that I was playing alongside Gen 3 at the time. So like the two really do go hand in hand to me. So it's kind of funny that MapleStory Classic is popping up. Hey, 726. That's my jersey number in Sword and Shield. So I'm still streaming, but my computer like went funny. That was wild. Still no Diglett. Indeed. I wonder if this is the account, though. Because I had many MapleStory accounts. I'm wondering how I can... Well, thanks, Outlandish. I hope I get it soon, too. That would be delightful. I'm just that fast, Outlandish. If you're in 3rd generation, if your Pokemon speed is fast enough, it creates a dust cloud. It's kind of one of those cool little quirks specific to Gen 3. Never knew that. Yeah, I just made it up today. I have a smoke ball given to my Fearow so that I can instantly run from Diglett. Because if they outspeed you, there's a chance you won't be able to run away. Kind of makes sense. But if you hold a smoke ball, it's a guaranteed run. Presentation is key, Outlandish. Presentation is key. That, and it's like just within the realm of possibility for it to be legitimate. Yeah, the text on the screen tells you what's going on. It says Fearow ran away using its smoke ball. Fearow fled using its smoke ball. That's what it is. Okay, so am I like... I'm assuming I'm downloading. Also, I love how for like at least 10 minutes, I was over here derping around on my computer, downloading MapleStory, getting signed in, and checking out news on MapleStory, and like, still was streaming. Like nothing happened. The Pokeballs were in the way. Oh, right. Sorry. That's my bad. I forget it looks different for you guys. Also, I didn't start my timer. But we've been streaming an hour and 15 minutes. Hour and 13, so if I add 58 minutes to this... Actually, I'll just wait 2 minutes. We need 6. Plus 10 is going to be 28. If I start that at 15, we'll be golden. Where did I get the smoke ball from? I popped over to Celadon City and bought it. Like, that was the entire reason why I went there. It's a purchasable item from the game corner. I made the call to progress through the run, get that so that I could have a faster Diglett hunt. But the expense is I can only use Diglett and Fearow to take out Lieutenant Surge because my Venusaur is too strong. He's a beefy boy. All because I can't run from these freaking Doug trio. I often forget that you guys are watching the horizontal stream because I have a vertical one that I'm looking at, so that I can actually see what I'm doing relatively easily. Because I'm a little bit further away from my screen than you are from your phone. How long did it take me to find the first 2 shinies? 25 hours total. Did 19 hours at 2,234? 24. 2224. And then Spearow, I got at 994 after about 6 hours. It's really good for this game. Hey, Tukito, welcome. And thanks for the luck. Shiny God. I love shiny Pokemon. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't like shiny Pokemon. How y'all doing tonight? You haven't had any luck with your Staryu? Fishing just doesn't sound like a fun hunt to me. I'm glad to hear it, Shiny God. Glad to hear it. We're a little sad that we didn't get the shiny Nidoran. But shiny Fearow coming in clutch. Saved our bacon on occasion. It's a pretty good pick. I also typically wouldn't choose a Spearow on my team, but I'm not disappointed I have it. I am playing on the Nintendo Switch 2. Sorry if the stream is laggy. I decided to be irresponsible and download MapleStory on a whim. Because I am of that generation. Honestly though, like if you grew up, if you were like born in 1994 or up until 2002, you probably played MapleStory at some point. Back in the LineWire days. Yeah, you're from 93. Did you play it, Outlandish? I ain't gonna lie. It was either the 4th or the 5th. I think it was the 5th anniversary. Greatest MapleStory anniversary event they ever had. It was cake versus pie, because you chose a team to represent. Shiny Gods from 2013. Okay. I think MapleStory was kind of winding down at that point, but it's still kicking. You played Stick Death? I've never heard of that either. Yeah, Shiny God. I think MapleStory was celebrating its like 8th anniversary by the time you were even born. They're bringing back classic mode, or I guess they're making classic mode. So taking everything about the original that people loved, but adding a few quality of life improvements. And I think some of that includes classes. So I'm hopeful. You played only RuneScape for years. Okay. Casey, are you by chance closer to like 1989. I'm not calling you old, by the way. I just think RuneScape and MapleStory kind of went hand in hand, but RuneScape was for the older crowd. You know, the more teenagers that were playing video games at the time versus my 10-year-old self. Yeah, 1 out of every 8,192. You're only 36? Yeah. Yeah, so like 90, 91-ish? No, that's not right. It's 26. 90. 1990. Yeah, I was close. I was within 2 years. A little bit more of a teenager when MapleStory was running out, so RuneScape would have had more of an interest. But like, wow, would have been for sure like 89. Pokemon Maniac Zach, welcome. It's been a while. How you doing? Dude, so much a vibe. Game Chops is like awesome. Ain't no other way of putting it. Game Chops got the vibes for real. Oh, you're on the main channel. Welcome to the main channel. The secondary channel is popping off recently. We're getting very close to 500 subs there, where we can get our custom emotes back and allow memberships and all the good stuff. I recently figured out that my router has been shooting me in the foot for the last 2 years. Yeah, we're at 408 now. It's pretty freaking special. Nanda Senha, welcome. You did not even know it has this animation? What has this animation? The smoke for running? Why is my router shooting at me? So, you know how I wanted to grow the second channel, but I didn't really want to stop streaming on the main channel, but I had to prioritize one or the other? Well, come to find out, I thought it was my PC the entire time. It is not my PC. My PC is handling streaming just fine. I am streaming on the main Brasscoin channel. I'm streaming vertically on Sludge Bomb. I am streaming horizontal on Sludge Bomb. And I'm streaming vertical on Twitch. My computer is struggling a little bit, but I think that's more because I have chat open, I have a stream open just to make sure everything's going correctly, and I have like 3 other applications going, but it's doing okay. My router was throttling my internet that my computer could receive. It was giving me 20 megabytes up and like 20 megabytes down. I took my router out and replaced it with like a $300 Asus router just to test it out. Flawless. If I'm streaming on one channel, flawless. buttery smooth. Oh, no, no, no. I already replaced the router, Zach. I already replaced that. That's why it's not having problems. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I will test to see if it's my router. Just on a whim. Because my router's like 6 years, 7 years old at this point. And I was running the switches on it. Like, I put that router through some emotional damage for sure. Yeah, my router allows like 300 megabytes down easily now. And I think that's because my internet caps out at that. Like, it should allow a gigabyte down and like half a gigabyte up. That's how good it is. But my internet's probably capped out at about 300. So we're doing really good. I was like sitting in, I walked into Best Buy to see about a curtain LED light that I could do an animated Gengar behind. They did not have the one I was looking for, but they did have a router section right next to it. And you know what? I totally fell for the layout of the store. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not even upset about it. So I was like looking at the routers. I'm like, you know what? What if my router is the issue and not my computer? $300 for a router. I think it was actually like $370, but you know. Or $2,000 for a PC. And let me tell you, if I dropped $2,000 on a PC and I still had this issue because my router was crap, I would have been so pissed. So I'm like, you know what? Let's replace the router. Worst thing that happens is Best Buy will allow me to return it if it doesn't solve the issue, doesn't fix the latency, doesn't fix everything, yada, 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 yada. So I'm like, let's get the router. What the heck? And it solved everything. Like, I'm even downloading MapleStory right now, which is like a 50 megabyte game. 56 gigabyte. My bad. I said megabytes. 56 gigabyte game while streaming. My old router would never. If you thought the last two songs were good, Zach, this one's a whole mood. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do some MapleStory on a stream. Not this channel, though. The only thing that will ever be on Sludge Bomb Trainer is Pokemon. But the main Brass Coin channel, I will probably drop a MapleStory stream just for the heck of it, because why not? The gist is, Zach, instead of making a Brass Coin Plays channel, which I did, and it's, you know, not the greatest, I pivoted into, what if I just make a very Pokemon-specific channel that's not affiliated with the main channel that much, and then turn the main channel into the Brass Coin Plays channel. Or just into a general plays channel. So I think that's kind of what I'm looking at doing. And then, of course, there's the Zelda channel, which we'll see what I end up doing with that. like it. How's your setup doing and everything? You getting your computer and everything put back together? Stonewall So Wash, welcome back. I am so glad to see you back here. I need a nickname for a Firo, Shiny, because you did a super chat the other day and then dabbed out. So we found Shiny Firo. You have nickname rights. So I need a nickname. But keep in mind, I do have veto power on nicknames. So far, the nickname for Venusaur is Bulba Fett. Taro? We can name it Taro. Like, that's the first part of pterodactyl, right? Taro it is. The only other name that was suggested was Jack. For Jack Sparrow. Or, in this case, Jack Pharaoh. But Taro. Pterodactyl. I like it. Also phonetically close to terror? Yes. Like fear. Pterodactyl. I dig it. The nickname is yours. When I get to a name raider, that is. because I totally forgot to nickname it. Sorry, Diglett. All right. If the stream gets crazy for a second, I apologize. I am probably making my computer do way too much right now. What the heck? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry that it keeps cutting out the video. Gonna mute the music here for a second. Didn't have the bell icon on, so you didn't know I was on. Oh my goodness. Hopefully that's fixed now. Okay, I got 6 people in Scania. Hopefully... That's not good. Hey, Wiss. Okay. Just gonna write something down right quick. I have a Mercedes, a DB, Luminous, Priest, Kane, and a Camdera Cannon. Like, a bunch of my characters got deleted. You are currently on reset number 1000 of Zapdos. Ooh, solid work. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Hey, Hayden, thanks so much. Yeah, we're getting close to 500. When we get to 500, we'll have memberships enabled. We got the view time taken care of. You still haven't found that shiny Mewtwo in Let's Go Pikachu? I'm so sorry. Wisp, by the time you find it, I will probably have caught up to where you're at and be hunting it as well. Pathfinder. Ooh, I'm gonna have to spend some time looking into this here. Alright, I can turn music back on. I was just checking out some Maple Story stuff. We're back though. Then again, Wiss, I could be stuck on this for the next year. Like, we are catching up to my shiny Spearow odds, so we might even have a chance of surpassing them tonight, but it would take my utmost attention. Tiny Rick Dude, yeah, everyone's playing that. It's kind of what happens when a game comes out, except for Pokopia, because that's just not a game that's really super entertaining to stream / watch. But yeah, it's a good game. Very much worth the stream. Worth the shiny hunting. I've been thoroughly enjoying the grind. Honestly, though, another, like, what, 17 subscribers, and this series will, like, single-handedly be worth 100 subscribers to the channel. So, we doing pretty alright with it. Including you, just bought it last night, so been on the grind as well. You shiny hunting a starter. Which one? Is it Charmander? Or is it Bulbasaur? Currently, I have not had anybody tell me they're shiny hunting Squirtle, and I feel so bad for it. Oh, thanks so much, Stonewall.
Also donated $5 through Super Chat.
More for the PC. Epic. Thank you so much. I guess that means you're going to have current holding nickname rights for the shiny Diglett, so we're going to need a name for that. And a shiny Charmander is what you're hunting for, Rick Dude. Well, best of luck on that endeavor. Hopefully it comes for you quickly, but not too quickly. Just quickly enough. Puss is over there like, oh yeah, we used to do that. It's been so long since I've been able to stream to the channel I'm growing as well as the monetized channel that it's like, oh my gosh, super chats are still a thing. That's really cool. We're up to like $30 towards the PC, and we'll get it. It's always better when you work for it. It sure is. It's a lot more special. That's why I don't count Pokemon Go shinies as like true blue legitimate shinies. There's no work for it when you just have to sign in during a 2-hour time window where you look at the screen wrong and it gives you a shiny. Not to say that I don't still appreciate them when they're the only thing that you can get, but you know, if they can be shiny hunted in another game, they're basically worthless to me on Go. It's like at the point where it's a Pokemon Go shiny or a generated shiny from, you know, like PK Hex or something, I will probably choose the generated shiny, gonna be real honest, because at least then I don't have to go outside to get it. It's just a lot more convenient. I was like, it's the same thing. You forgot your manners? It's going well, Wiz. How are you doing? Also, Nani Dashina, thank you for subscribing. Like, I did see that, chat. Family's doing well, Wiz. Family's doing pretty alright. I have to start doing interviews for a position that will be reporting to me at work, so that's pretty sweet. Get to, I think I'm up to like 7 people I interview, but can only choose 2 of them for the job. Yeah, Stonewall, I am US based. I am from the middle of nowhere, Idaho. Is over there with the clappy fox. Texas for you? What part of Texas? Are we like Midland, Odessa? Are you up into Panhandle? Are you in the, like by Lubbock? Or are we like Dallas, Fort Worth, or Houston? These things matter. You get a lot of Canadian streamers? Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. I don't even know if I've seen a Canadian streamer. Well, no, he's not a streamer. YouTuber, yeah. The only one I know for sure is like in Canada is Nehru for a Zelda channel. Currently playing some Resident Evil 2 because Village just got on Game Pass and you want to check it out. I do not understand the correlation between the two, other than the Resident Evil title. You're in the piney woods of East Texas. Okay. Oh, apparently I'm growling. Yeah, no real relation. Okay. Just wanted to play all Resident Evils you could. Okay, I get it. You know, why not? So, Stonewall, when when you say like the piney woods of like East Texas, are we talking like Waco, Tyler, or like Denton? Or are we closer to like Abilene, San Angelo? Dallas, Houston, far enough from both that you have a different culture? Okay, so you're probably more over by Abilene, Denton area. I actually lived in Abilene for like I feel like 8-ish months. That's why I was asking. Tyler, Texas is the closest. Okay, cool. Fair enough. That's pretty awesome. It's like let's see. Okay, that would have been that highway. Yeah, we would have been like right there. Yeah, I think when I was living in Texas, Abilene was the furthest east I ever got to. And that was good enough for me. Oh, wait, no. Eastland. Eastland was the furthest east I was ever been. You'd think I would have remembered that. You just drove home from Tyler? That's actually really funny. I loved living in Texas. Like, if I could have, I would have convinced my wife to move out there. Hey, Shauna, welcome, welcome. Like, amazing place to be. And I feel like it's because of the mentality of the people in Texas have a very same mentality to home, but it's not home. But it felt pretty homey. You're gonna go for 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're in for like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of a encounter. At least digit wise. I feel like the game owes us at that point. It would be like absolutely insane if I went this entire challenge with only under odds Pokemon. A little of both, Stonewall. So, with this shiny badge quest, I have to have one shiny per gym leader that I fight before I can fight the gym leader. So, I'm going to fight Lieutenant Surge, so I need a third shiny. I want a ground type, so I'm going for Diglett because that's like the best ground type that I can get while simultaneously guaranteeing that I get a ground type. So I'm kind of specific hunting, but also random. Because it could be a Diglett or it could be a Dugtrio in this cave, just because that's the nature of the encounters here. But when I was shiny hunting for my second, I was hoping for a Nidoran, but Spearow is what shined. So I caught it and moved on. There will be some specific hunts in this. I mean, obviously the starter is a given. Outside of that, I will be hunting an Abra and a Dratini through the game corner. At least an Abra for sure through the game corner. I might try to redeem my Nidoran in the Safari Zone just for fun. Because honestly, Nidoran has a pretty low run ratio, so it might be worth it just for me to try. But if I randomly get a Kangaskhan shiny, there ain't no way that's getting caught and it's going to make me cry. So we'll see. A Snorlax hunt will be done. That's a static encounter, so that's going to be a specific hunt. Eventually I will do the legendaries. Those will be specific, but for the purposes of the run, I want to try to do wild encounters as much as possible for the wild card, you know, because you're just going to grind everything in a route to see what shines, and you'll never know what's going to shine until it does. You want to do the Abra too? Yeah, I'm going to do that one just for a nice mid-game easy hunt, either shiny 4 or 5. I'm leaning towards 4 so that I can get Koga out of the way, because Alakazam going to go hard on Koga. But another hunt that I want to do is a Gengar hunt. So being in the Pokemon Tower, I'm guaranteed to encounter a Ghastly or a Haunter. And if I accidentally get a Cubone somehow, like, fabulous. But those will be more of a wild card shiny hunt, but also specific. So I have a little bit of a mix. Specific, but wild. Random wild encounters and static encounters planned. Alls I know is I am not planning at this point in time to do a fishing shiny hunt. And there is nothing worth catching that you can catch via surf, so I probably won't end up with a water type. Which is okay as long as I get a Needle King. It can learn surf. Like, I would kind of like an ice type, so it might be worth hunting in the Seafoam Islands. Like, anything I encounter there is going to be a good choice-ish. Get the Magikarp. I might, Casey. It's a possibility. I haven't ruled it out. But if I do, it's probably going to be Pokemon Center guys, Magikarp. Because I can't stand fishing in this game. I just feel like it's going to take way too many hours, and most of that's not even going to be doing encounters. It's going to be trying to get the encounter to happen. I mean, I don't really care much for fishing in real life either. I definitely don't want to play it in a video game. I will if I must, though. Like, if we're talking it's down to, like, people have requested it with an absurd number of, like, super chats or something, like, I'm down to do a fishing hunt. But, like, I will not willingly subject myself to that. You were torn between Fire Red and Leaf Green because of Staryu. Such a good shiny. Which one was Staryu in exclusively? I want to say Shelder's Fire Red and Staryu's Leaf Green. Which I could do Staryu. If it's in Leaf Green. When Mon was still new, Cubone was your favorite, but was between 14 and 16 years old. It's because Cubone's like an OG. Cubone's pretty great. Like, I would not be opposed to a nice, shiny Marowak. Sorry, Diglett. Leaf Green. Epic. Staryu does have a pretty stellar shiny. See what I did there? That pun was so great that Shiny Diglett should just spawn. Because it wanted to be a part of the joke. You know what? I could make my life just a little bit easier with this hunt. You loathe Pikachu, but it's your youngest favorite. It's just that Pikachu is all you see most times in stores. It is the mascot, somehow. trying to figure out if running or cycling is faster. Not gonna lie, you got a Pikachu jacket only because there was no other mon. They frequently make Gengar hoodies. I know that much because I want one. Game Chops is great while working for what you do. Oh yeah? I mean, I love Game Chops. Game Chops is legit. You would not believe how long it took me to figure out how to get that little now playing thing to show up. Brady, bro. Shiny Pharaoh, heck yeah. I did hunt it. Not it specifically, but I hunted in an area where it spawns in and got it instead of Nidoran. I was looking for Nidoran. But I saw Shiny Spearow and I'm like, I'll take it. I want that one. Also, welcome to the stream, Brady Bro. Braid like blade. Okay. Got it. Braid. I guess it is true that there is no Y in that word. Shauna, both game shops near you closed down. What kind of game shops were they? Were they like mom and pop shops, or was it one of the GameStop stores that they closed? A shiny is a shiny. You right, though. So right. Especially in a badge quest. It's like, I ain't gonna be picky. I mean, I might. If it was a Jigglypuff, I probably would have caught it and benched it, but... That's because I don't reasonably expect a Jigglypuff to help me with anything. Flying is at least super effective against grass and bug, so... Ah, you did have a GameStop and it closed down? Dang. Times be timing. Been trying to continue your shiny only Sapphire run. Got Mudkip and Lotad so far. You know what? Your comment wins. Just with that alone, it wins. Went for a shiny Mudkip, and you got Lotad. Epic. Trying to get at least one shiny before every gym, and you're going over a year. Considering free time, gosh dang. I spent 2 years hunting for a shiny Jirachi with the bonus disc on the GameCube. It was epic, but we eventually got it. Not a solid 2 years, mind you, just off and on hunting for 2 years. Especially in these games, yeah. Odds are horrendous in these games. It's a grind, but you do it to yourself for the love of the game. Absolutely. I'm honestly at this point now waiting for like a shiny hunter version of Remember the Name to come out. I wonder. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Braid, I am doing a shiny only badge quest. One shiny before every badge. So, AI is actually pretty fantastic sometimes. I just asked it to rewrite Fort Miner's Remember the Name as if a shiny hunter, from a shiny hunter's perspective, and it nailed it. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. It nailed it. Do I have the song? You'd love to hear that. I'll see if I can paste it in verses, because, like, I might be able to sing the original, but, like, there's no way I could sing this to the same beat just because of the way it is. But, like, it references, like, a bunch of different methods of shiny hunting. Fort Minor is a childhood classic for you, especially that song. You love that? Yeah. So, you know, it starts out with the, yeah, for those of you that want to know what it's all about, it's like this, y'all. Check it out. And then it does the, you know, the main chorus. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power, will, 5% patience, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the chain, like the shiny chain. And then it goes, he doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants the sparkles and the palette that's right. He feels the adrenaline when Masuda is tight, regardless of the fact that it takes him all night. He's feeling it. He's hunting it. He's checking every horde. The dex nav is ringing. He's never getting bored. The odds are against him. 1 in 40, 96. But he's got the shiny charm. That's how he gets his fix. Who would have thought that he'd be the one to reset 7,000 times, but he hasn't caught it yet. But he's putting in the hours. Yeah, he's putting in the work. While everyone is sleeping, he's going berserk. And then it does the chorus one more time. And then it asks, should we try to rewrite another verse focusing on specific hunting methods like Poke Radar and Dynamax adventures? Absolutely, you should. Oh, where'd it go? Sing it, King. Dude, the feels though, so accurate. The shiny charm bit was dope. Yeah. You're also going for shiny charm and violet, but need all the exclusives. Reddit, no help. Yeah, it's crazy how games like die off over time. Let's see. He's not looking for the ivies or nature to match. He's just staring at the grass for a patch to catch. 4 tiles away, gotta keep the radar in sight. If the music changes pace, then he's doing it right. Then he moves to the den. 3 friends by his side. Dynamax adventure. It's a wilder ride. Check the end of the run. See the legendary glow. If it's not the right color, then you gotta let it go. And he's SRing the gift, or he's resetting the static. The dedication that he shows is borderline erratic. He's got a fossil to revive, a Reggie to wake. How many runaways is it actually going to take? He doesn't do it for the cloud or the GTS trades. He does it for the entry and the way the light fades. Into a star or a square, yeah, he's hunting for the rare. While the RNG is acting like it doesn't even care. You're good for it, down for a good old-fashioned remix. Do you want to wrap it up with a bridge about soul-crushing moment when a shiny self-destructs? Dude. Google is like not missing. Here comes the heartbreak. It's the yellow on the Geodude glowing in the cave. He's got the Ultra Ball ready. He's feeling real brave. But the menu flickers open. The heart starts to sink. He didn't even bring a ghost type. Didn't even think. One turns all it takes for the dream to explode. Self-destructor memento now. He's back to the road. Or a struggle in red or a roar in the wind. The greatest tragedy that a hunter's ever pinned. He's staring at the screen. Yeah, the screen's gone blank. All those hours of the grind straight into the tank. But he picks up the switch, wipes the salt from his eyes because the next one's the shiny. He can feel the surprise. Don't remind me about that effing Voltorb. What's the squad looking like? As far as like the Pokemon I have planned to catch. Oh, yeah, I got Venusaur Infero. That's it. That's all I got. We're on shiny number 3. Yeah. As far as like on this run, yeah, just the 2, but like total shinies that I've caught ever, so many. I've done Mew, I've done Deoxys twice, and we'll be doing it a 3rd time. Poipole, Nagnadel, Savali, type Null, Palkia, Dialga, Shaman, Manaphy. I did Manaphy. I did Jirachi. I've done Mew. Every legendary that you can find on Emerald, I did. A lot. Can I ask you if I know how many hours brought me here? Because you really want to try finishing your shiny only Sapphire run, but it's so discouraging. I have had an uncommonly good run so far. To this point, 25 hours. And I've done less than 4,000 encounters. My Bulbasaur was 2,224 encounters. My Spearow was 996, I think. And then total hunt hours, 25 hours. And then I have about 8 hours to add to that, so 33 hours total. Yeah, no, the timer is just for Diglett, and the encounters are just for Diglett so far. Is that my kid screaming his head off? Whatever you say, by the way. Said hi. Hi. Sometimes it's fun to pretend that you're a Twilight Princess NPC. And if you know who I'm talking about, you are a wonderful person. Hi. What's going on? Whatever you say. What you say? Ooh, that you always went away. Doom scrolling before bed. I love to see it. About 2 weeks ago, I feel like my channel was in a position where like a bunch of people were doom scrolling, but like they were falling asleep doom scrolling. And so it would play YouTube shorts until they got to my stream, but because I wasn't ending my stream, they got stuck there. And so like for 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, I had 50 to like 80 people watching, but no commenters. It was the craziest thing. The longest hunt I've ever done. I feel like the most encounters was probably Dialga, and I think I went double over odds on that one in BDSP. The shiny hunt that was stretched out over the longest amount of time was definitely my Jirachi, because I did that off and on for 2 years, because 10-minute resets is terrible. Finally figured out a way to cheese that to like 2 minutes per encounter or so. Much more bearable. But I think the one that like actually took me the longest mentally, Shaman. I detest shiny Shaman. Yeah, people be lurking like crazy for real. Shaman messed with me and almost made me stop shiny hunting, and it wasn't even because it took the most encounters. Your shiny run is on an emulator on your phone. You know, it's lesser than, but you've put over 100 hours in, so you can't say your dedication isn't there. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't prefer emulation with shinies and whatnot, just due to, you know, I feel like by the time I get them into home, because you can do that, they've just passed through so many third-party things that it's like, is the code even 100%? But at the end of the day, a shiny's a shiny. Like, I was joking earlier on the stream, I would count a shiny that I generated in PK Hex and sent over to whatever game I'm playing more legitimate than like Pokemon Go shinies, just because they're so easy to get. And then there's the whole CP and IV nonsense that doesn't make sense. So you have a friend who has that same aversion to shiny Chansey? Did they hunt it in the Safari Zone? Because I would have severe Chansey anxiety because of that. The reason why Shaman messed with me so bad is because I did that one following a huge wave of success with RNG manipulation in Pokemon Emerald. And people were saying, oh dude, you should RNG manipulate Shaman. And hey, why are you soft resetting Shaman instead of just encountering it, running, leaving, then coming back? And just because there was like 2 different ways of shiny hunting it, soft resetting or the runaway method, I tried soft resetting because that's what I was familiar with and most comfortable with, and then people convinced me to do the runaway method, but then I was like, okay, well, I'm not soft resetting, so like mathematically I find it less likely that I'm going to find the shiny. And the reason why is when you are RNG manipulating, you have to kind of go a little bit deeper into why it works and how it works. And I tried RNG manipulating in Diamond Pearl, or Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And the frames, if you need the shiny frame, right? Shiny frames in Pokemon games aren't how you would picture frames like a movie or a typical video game frame, if that makes sense. Like, if we're talking, oh, this game's going at 30 frames per second, different kind of frames. It's easy to just assume that in shiny hunting, but that's not exactly what counts. For example, in certain screens in Pokemon, frames count differently. So, like, frames are counting here, but frames are not counting here in the game. Like, this is frozen, more or less. No frames will be counted while I'm in this screen. There are frames being counted in this screen, at least there should, because there's pixels moving. But it's going to be less so than here because there's more pixels moving, so there's more frames to get that movement going. Doesn't make sense? Doesn't have to make sense. Moral of the story is that in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, because Shaman is in a bed of flowers and the wind's blowing the flowers, the animation for the flowers makes frames go astronomically much faster than they normally would. It probably should also count frames at that moment too. Yeah. So that's part of what I was working with. And like when I found out how fast the frames were going in that area, it just like broke my brain. I'm like, there's no way you're ever going to hit the shiny frame with that. Like, how could you possibly? They're going so fast. And even trying to RNG manipulate it, I couldn't time it right just because the frames go so fast. And if you didn't hit buttons at the exact right time to get into the correct screen in the correct place to count frames at a correct rate, you were never going to get it. And what broke my brain when I came to actually hunting it was, okay, with how soft resetting works, that one's pretty straightforward, right? Every time you turn the game on, the game generates a seed that will determine your shiny frames. The idea is that one out of every, or if you're pressing A as fast as you possibly can, your timing is going to be the same every time you soft reset that to encountering the Pokemon, because you're spamming A at the same rate. It's easy to do. Slight variations, obviously, but for the most part, that's what it's going to be. So, like, you may hit the frame on frame 300 every single time you soft reset. With the runaway method, it is pure random because you're running away, going back. And to a certain extent, if you could do it accurately, yeah, you could have that same level of success with, I know if I start the game, I'm going to be on seed 1, and I'm going to hit every 500th frame because I can run, or I can run from the battle, run away, encounter the Pokemon at the same rate every single time. And I know that 1 out of every 4,096 of those encounters should have a shiny generated. Problem with me was when I run away and run back to it, I could never get the same distance away because I'd always hold it for like a split second too long and would go 1 extra spot. Or when I tried to run back up and press the button because it allowed you to go at angles, I would miss the Pokemon and not click it at the same interval every single time. And it was always like, what if I just missed my shiny frame because I didn't click A when I was right there? And it just, my brain started to hurt because of it. And so I went back to soft resetting and found it like 1,000 encounters later. Used to go 1 hit, 12 hit, 1, 2, 3 hit, or 1 hit, 1, 2 hit, 1, 2, 3 hit, so on and so forth. Yeah. His hate came from Let's Go. Every time he would do a catch combo, it was almost always a shiny Chansey. So it's also the opposite problem. It kept showing up. That's delightful. Chansey! Yeah, it really did be breaking my brain. And, like, I grew a hatred for Shaman because of that. But I will have to hunt it again. And it will be soon. Like, I'm thinking about hunting it and getting it out of the way early. Just because I hate it so much. when I'm done with this, I will be hunting in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl unless Ruby Emerald Sapphire comes out before I can complete this. Or, yeah, because then I'll pivot to those because I want my shiny Mudkip and Sapphire. And my shiny Lotad and my shiny Ralts. It's going to take me so long to get out of Route 102 though, just letting you guys know. And like, let's be honest, if there is no indication that Ruby Emerald Sapphire is going to come out on the Switch too, like these games did, I will probably have to start just an old-fashioned cartridge run, because like, those games are amazing. Mudkip is the best boy. My favorite Pokemon, hands down. Charizard's cool. Gengar's awesome. But Swampert's got it. Just as long as you overlevel it for May, you'll be fine. You leave my shiny Mudkip and Lotad out of it. Hey, listen. You have some good Pokemon there. You heard they were re-introing Coliseum and XD? Is that true? So they put XD actually today, I believe it came out today. Maybe it was last night on Nintendo Switch Online. So that's a thing. But there is a chance they're remaking Coliseum because it is extremely, extremely weird that they didn't put Coliseum on Nintendo Switch Online first, when that was like one of the first games they showed that was going to come to it. So like, I can't figure out why they would do that. It doesn't make any sense unless they're remaking it and wanted to generate some buzz and some hype for it. For whatever reason, people seem to like XD Gale of Darkness more than Coliseum, but I think Coliseum is the better game. But a quick heads up for all y'all. I'm going to try to bust out these next 6 encounters right quick, and then we will be ending the stream. I think I have to go unlock the door so my wife can get in. When she gets home from work. There's a guy resetting for Shiny Eevee. Is it Sauce McGavin? Because, like, I've seen a few try. You prefer XD? But it's hard? Yeah. It do be not easy. I think it would be really cool to do a shiny only run of Pokemon Coliseum, but I'm not quite sure I hate myself that much, but I might. I almost have the means together to hunt it with 4 consoles at the same time. And speaking of that, like my Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, I have it set up so that I can hunt on 4 different consoles at the same time. The problem is, I don't know how I'm going to present that yet. Because, like, I don't know if it's going to show it, but if I go down here, I did a mock-up of what, like, the quad hunt would look like, and this is what it looks like. it was sauce, naturally. Or do it, nobody else is that you know of. So like, yeah, the screens would be a little bit too small for my liking on this type of a stream, but horizontally, easily doable. But this is the last Diglett encounter, so I do thank you all so much for jumping in and chatting. It's been a wonderful conversation, honestly. But we will have to catch you the next time I'm live. There may be a Thursday, Friday stream at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, just like tonight. It depends on the wife's mood and if she's reading or not. But for sure, Saturday night and Saturday afternoon, there will be 2 streams Saturday. So might be able to catch me at one of those. We'll see you guys